like I said, what makes them mean too is they don't do only these things remotely to you, but they do these other things where, well, it's not even they do. What they're saying is they're gonna frame me using their children. Now, that takes me into another level for how mean they are to these kids. The reason why they don't want to think past me is because they know that at the end of the day, when you have children, framing you in this fashion where they're going to say that I did something to them and they're prepping. Like last night I started hearing my phone have the call. I don't know if it was because they did something or it's just they woke me up when this was playing. But they have obviously the ability and they are hacking my phone to the point where they can make this interaction look like I'm interacting with this shit, these kids, right? Which they're going to use that, say, oh, they're going to frame me in this fashion. At least that's what they say. And these kids, I'm talking about, like, some, I heard they say 13, some say 14, some say whatever age. They're nasty. Now, can you imagine what's going to happen in the future of these kids? After being so mean? They don't even want to dwell on the aftermath of me. Because they know these kids are truly, and I don't want to be vulgar, but they're fucked. There's no coming back from that. They're going to go get a regular life and go to school and live a good life. Nope. But it's okay. This trash, in their mind, the way they've tried to paint this, like, no, we're just radical in that way. You're trash. You can't even say the name of this man. People are making fun of him like that. Look at you. You have to time to say this name. Look how bottom feeder you guys are. In every way, it's been exposed for how low life that you guys are. These people are cowards working for governmental entities. Exposed in the level of no return. They're paid those in ways that are just like across the board you can't even imagine. And still try to sound like, oh, what we're doing, we're just so bad as we're men. You're trash. You can't even say this name. You work for pedos. The entities running this program are pedocentric. You torture babies. You're out here wearing your fucking favorite PJs every day, comfortable as hell. And then be like, you're a man. You're just trash. You can't even say Roy Moore. Unless you say in the special way you can say it. But it's okay. I'll bring that in your face all the time. So when we get to see each other, I'm like, oh, wow, that's the person who was trying to find ways to say this name. This loser working for these pedophiles that is fun. There are things that she's special now. This is an honorable death. I'm telling you, I could live life like you. Losers involved in programs that burn genitals or even children. And still trying to be like, nah, you pay. Yeah, really? From people who do these things to kids? Trash. They're so nasty. So they wake me up from this dream, and then in the morning they try to confuse me. Because like I said, they're going to use their retards. I call them retards. I'm sorry for the language. But these kids are not even just kids. They're kids with mental handing that mentally push themselves back on purpose. To the point where they know this, obviously they know this is going to be a frame. They try to be inspired and method acts and be like, oh my gosh, I'm just a kid. Clowns. These kids are doomed. But the truth is, I'm not saying that because I'm like, hey guys, no, don't do that to these kids. No, I just want to say, look how prophet like I am. You're just such a clown. Go throw your children like that. And like, we're going to win. Of course you're going to win. The government's going to win. You mean like the frame? Yes. The government runs this program. Matter of fact, you can even, if you want to make some more money, those governmental entities have things for what you try to make me imagine. If your parents want some more money, hey, go talk to this DOT people. They'll get you some good money other ways too. Talk about this is when you lost. This is losery on another scale. But I wake up from this, right? And because, like I said, these people want to stay in character, right? They want to stay in that character mind because these kids have been sold to these pedophiles. They truly did. Because by doing that, by framing me, they are destroying their own life. Maybe it's not something like where all their life is. They're just like psychology is going to be they're gonna be destroyed. This shit's gonna come back one way or another. This you basically putting yourself in a situation where things have to come back to you one way or another. Right? That's why when I say these things, like, oh, you'll starve, you're small, you're gonna be raped. It's like I'm telling you, I can be raped by 1 billion people. These things that's gonna happen to this trash that did that partaking, that was used to frame me, it's still gonna happen. That's what they want to leave into my whatever torture. And let me show you what they look like, the people talking to me. That's when you know the level of patheticness, which is so pathetic. It is so pathetic. I don't know if they see themselves when they, like, it's just so bad. They are like, the visual, the optics of what these people even look like when they do these things is pathetic. We talk about people like that. Like, and the way this person is, the way this dress, that's how they should be. It's comfort. This is the gods. This is the people here coming up with this. The people out of touch with reality. You see them in person, you're like, oh my gosh, you're so pathetic. You're so pathetic. That's why you feel so special. It empowers people like that. But they come in all shape and form. But when you see them, like, oh, I get it. I get it. Oh, your gods, I see it. So, for me, to stay in that method acting, they come in and they make me think of things, of how they've twisted things around. But I'm in just a state where my brain is just manipulated too. And I hear somebody say, oh, the potential. Oh, she have potential. I'm like, oh. And I remember what they were trying to twist before. At the time, I'm confused. My brain is confused in the sense that there's this person from Stranger Things, the actress, right? The popular actress. And they were trying to do these things about her. Like, oh, you see, he thought that when she's going to grow up, she's going to be this beautiful, she's going to be a beautiful woman when she grows up. It's like, good for her, yes. But they tried to twist it, oh, you want her sexually. It's like, you delusional trash. Matter of fact, they ruined me watching this show. Because now they make me look at her in a sexual way, as in I'm interested in having things sexual with her. It's so nasty. So I thought that's what they were trying to bring back, but the reality, what they were talking about is when they twisted Billie Eilish. So Billie Eilish, this to them is like, oh my gosh, you see Billie Eilish because Billie Eilish is dressed in this. She used to be dressed in such a like weird gothy kind of like layering herself, go like just kind of like baggy, and I'm like, oh, she could potentially look better if she started dressing more like in a more feminine way, right? And I'm like, I don't, who the fuck is Billie Eilish to me? I don't even know. I couldn't even pronounce her name. But it's like, oh, you see how you say this thing, you want, I was like, you delusional. Wait, who is this person? Like, we're talking about a singer? And at the time, she's like a teenager or whatever, but she's dressing like an all slappy and everything like that. It's like, you understand how stupid you are? You can't say the name of men who pick up kids as young as 14. You are here talking about Billie Eilish and twisting things around. You talk about the Grammy-winning singer over there. What the hell? The stupidity. And that's the things they use to have these retards. To say in character. It's like, are you a retard? Do you know this? I honestly didn't even know how to pronounce her name. They don't even know. But on top of that, you talk about this musician over there? You see how stupid it is? Are the bomb in hell? They're living a life to the level of dumbness they have to put themselves in. Listen, I don't think they're all that level of stupidity. I know that they have to dumb themselves down to paint this retarded picture. And so they don't have much, so they create whatever they can. And I was like, okay, well, you see how you say if Billie Eilish just didn't dress this way, if she potentially will look better for her if she doesn't dress in these baggy things like, oh yeah, see Billie Eilish. Ugh, I couldn't even say Billie Eilish until they start trying to create that in my brain. That's what life is disconnecting things from reality and try to make you accept this reality. So they have to be clowns. That's so nasty. But yesterday something super nasty. They were playing my genitals. Listen, same story, different videos. I cannot even look at I cannot even look at commercials if there's babies. They start stimulating me. I'm about to buy something on Amazon. I think it's some kind of filter for water because I don't know what's happening in my water. And listen, I know there's a mixture of two. Like target video, we have to be we're paranoid because we know that people are doing things to us, right? But we don't know to what extent when it comes to like poisoning drinks or whatever. You don't know that. The truth is they don't really need to do that. They don't. The technology can do everything to you. So poisoning will be like, really, why would they even want to do that? Because you can do everything you want with nobody there. But it doesn't mean they're not doing it. I don't know. I just know they don't need to do it. Meaning that the harm they want me to have, they can make me have that harm without any poison. But it doesn't mean that they don't poison you. So I'm checking water filter because but I don't know if I get water, but from the bottled water, but I don't know if something is put in it. I don't think so, honestly. I think that is just what they can do to my body, but you never know. So I'm like, why not just get a filter? So I don't I don't think too much about it. I don't honestly think that they are putting anything to my water. They don't need to. That's the thing. They're harming me with the technology that can do so much things to you. That poisoning is like, okay, really? It's like, you can do so much to me. You can blind me Tuesday like that. Boom. Not a single ounce of poison. Just shut down my organs. They can do all of that. I know the sophistication. I'm not this stupid. I know the level of sophistication we're talking about. I know the DoD is running this program. I don't think these clowns are the ones running the show. I know that the technology we're talking about is the most sophisticated technology you can imagine. They can manipulate your body in all different ways. Because we talk about DARPA level technology. The PSYOP, this is just. But with that being said, I know that these people would just add that to it, just to add things to it. But it's not necessary at all. They can do so much more with not an ounce of poison in you. Not a drip of poison, nothing. But they could still do it just to add to it. I'm not like delusional in reality in the sense like you can shut down my immune system like that. Like that, just whoop. Shut down all my organs. So poison would be like just to overkill that's even useless. But they would do it. They would do it just, I guess, for their own like mentality, just kind of make it sound like, oh well, Dad, take this. It's like you can just you can do things to me that's remotely. So, but I know the level of stupidity they can get to make themselves, delude in this fantasy. Oh, pay, so take this thing, even though I can do this, and then your body can just. So I'm looking for filters. As I'm going through filters, I can feel my private parts slowly becoming erect. Like I can feel like my blood is circulating in it. And then as I'm going through the filter, I'll go to the next picture, and guess what it is? 2 little girls. That's why they were doing this in advance. You heard the noise campaign. This noise campaign is supposed to make me think, no, you see, we caught you. I was like, clown. I'll never identify with this manipulation. That's the things. Like the noise campaign, all of that is supposed to get you to think that what you're experiencing is happening naturally. Let me show you. I took a screenshot immediately. Of course, me, when they do these things to me, I'm like, okay, I'm going to bring up what they did. It's so disgusting. And I'm being careful to look at it because I can feel already my genitals, movements there. Let me see. And I'm being careful. Okay. I can't even look at it. Look at this. even, oh my gosh, they even stimulate me right now. I'm not even looking at it. I'm looking at something else that, oh, just a glare of it. They just, these kids, these babies, they stimulate me. I just saw like some black hair, boop, she starts stimulating me again. I'm like, you guys are nasty trash. And they hear, now we mapped it, you bunch of low life. You just force people to get sexual stimulation toward children. Because this is the things they can do with the libido. And they're nasty low life. And they send these retards. They're like, no, and that's usually what they do. You know what they're looking at their phone? That's usually what they do. They make you have these reactions, right? Where they can manipulate you, and then they look at their phones. Like, oh, we just saw these things. Oh, it's so you. We mapped it. And the thing is, it's clear evidence that they do this manipulation and they can sexually stimulate you toward children or toward anybody.
This technology can be used to sexually manipulate the target. It can make the target feel sexual arousal.
And they do this pedophilia type of tortures specifically.
It's what is referred to as malodorance. This is the alteration of the smell sensation so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture, including the threat of...
This is commonly done. They literally force you to have sexual stimulation toward children and then try to gaslight you. You understand? And this tries to counter the reality, and they're like, oh no, that's your perversion. No, I know my perversion, but I know this is the tactic you use to break people down. Bunch of low life. And this is...
It is dramatic. It's somebody trying to end my life. It's somebody trying to end who I am as a person. It's somebody trying to take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophilia.
So this is the common things they do. It's not even just like specific. This is like a system. It's systematic.
Down tactic of belief systems into human will. In no-touch torture, the techniques are more psychologically specialized for each target. Most common examples include homosexual targets that are forced with voices that are derogatory to their lifestyle and similar mental images. Almost all targets are forced to view child pornography in their minds. And vice.
Almost all target individuals are forced to see child pornography in their mind. You know, in my brain, what they try to do is, what they're doing is like, they force me to have this reaction, which is part of this thing this man says here.
Designed to interact with the human nervous system in order to remotely pick up on someone's neural network or EEG, and not only receive that and monitor it, but manipulate it and place it back into the victim to control their emotions or control their actions or bodily functions, for that matter. The other more recent term we have for that is EEG heterodyning or EEG cloning. The difference between EEG heterodyning and EEG cloning would be, let's say, me remotely receiving your EEG and then duplicating it and putting that in another person to give them your same thoughts or feelings or physical reactions. EEG heterodyning would be receiving your EEG, manipulating it to put it back inside your head to give us a desired physical reaction or emotional reaction.
So they make me have this reaction, and they're like, "Now we map it. You know, it's you when you're a kid." And talk about me as a kid, the dumb thing I did to myself as a child. It's like, no, you are doing the pedophilia type of torture. You are making me have this sexual reaction because I'm seeing babies, and when you do that, then you try to make me accept this ways. We're just making your brain react the way you've reacted as a child. No, that is stupid in the first place. No, you guys are just pedophiles that use this pedophilia type of torture to torment us. And in my brain, it truly won't be used. It's like, no, but look at the it's just nasty. But that's the things that they do. And they're like, no, but you as this kid, let me just show you the age I want to bring up. You at this age, the age of these kids, this is how you react. I'm like, you dumbass trash. No, that's not how we react as a child. And I'm not a child. And like, now we mapped it. You do the pedophilia type of torture. Literally called it like that. And you guys are very pedophilia centric. There's a lot of validation of that nature too, and you know what I mean. And you use these retards, these childlike people, who's supposed to be like, no, we just looked at our phone, so this is you, we mapped it, we are mapping your brain. Like that. I don't think they don't even picture how they look, the optics of what they look like when they do these things. Trash. And like, we've all, yes, it's been over, but it's been over now knowing the validation that I have are just magical. And that's how it's going to happen every time. Before that, there was like, I just saw the forehead of a child. They were stimulating me. They stimulated me even before I see the kids. Because they know, okay, the next person is going to be a kid. So I start feeling stimulation. I'm like, what the hell? That's why I'm scared to get. When I get stimulation, I'm like, oh shit, what's going to happen? Where's the kids? Because that's usually what happens. They stimulate me before even I see a child. So for me, that's why I say thank you, God. Because I could be living life like these perps working for these governmental entities that they use us as test subject, using this technology that is a weapon unto us. But they find ways to try to rewire our brain in these disgusting ways, in these pedophilia ways, and then try to make you accepting of this. However they want you to accept this. No, we make you think the way you thought. It's like, you're a grown ass. Stupidity. Target me, just stay strong. I'll never identify with this nasty manipulation. This manipulation is what they can force you to experience. When they try to bring up you as a kid, it's like, no, a kid can do this impulsive thing. As a child, that's what kids can do at that age. You know that very well, but you do these things where you torture children and you manipulate people in these disgusting ways. And you work for governmental entities where reality of pedophilia is real. It's not manipulations. So I'd rather die in hell, get sick till I die, than live life healthy doing what this trash do. Crosswire your brain, crosswire people's brain to think about kids in a sexual way, and then try to make them acceptive of this manipulation by saying, no, we made you think the way you thought when you were a kid. Trash ass. You're going to die like this. To all my target individuals, stay strong.